Hey everybody, Mario here, otherwise known as White on the interwebs, and welcome to another edition of the 52 Review. If I look a little disheveled, it's because it's hot as balls in my neck of the woods. But whatever, the show must go on. Here are the 4 DC comics that I picked up on the week of March 9th, 2012, and they're all pretty good. But let's get started with Batgirl, number 9. So, Batgirl is another one of the Bat books that is part of the Night of the Owls crossover. And this issue does not fail to disappoint. In fact, kind of a little sad to say, but this is actually the best Batgirl issue I've read to date. So as you probably have already realized by now, all of the Bat allies have found themselves recruited into saving as much of the leadership of Gotham from getting murdered by the Talons, the Court of Owls group of assassins. Batgirl, kind of appropriately, gets to deal with a lady Talon. And there's some history behind her, that Talon, as well. It's pretty interesting. I'm really glad we're getting insight into each and every different Talon, a little backstory behind their own past, how they came to be a Talon, the hows and the whys, basically. I'm really glad that they're covering that in every owl-related comic that's going on right now. Things look pretty bad for Batgirl throughout, and I don't think she ever caught a break, not even once. Well, okay, maybe like for a page, maybe. But she was back on the hunt soon after, and man, what a twist. Especially for her father, Commissioner Gordon, and the GCPD. I'm really glad, and I kind of figured that little twist would be played in this issue, considering that that's more or less how the issue started. Everything was just right about this issue. The story, the characters, the Talon, what little we knew about her, it was enough for me to care. And when she was finally stopped by Batgirl, it was an interesting moment that she and the Talon shared, I guess, in a way. It was really interesting, and also the fact that this ties into the Batman storyline, because that's where it all originated from. The fact that we saw something in Batman, and the fact that this issue explains how that something came about, it's pretty awesome. And I have to admit, you really should probably pick this one up if you're really, really serious about collecting as much of the tie-ins into the Night of Owls crossover. This should be one you should get. I feel both happy and sad that this is such a good issue. Obviously, Batgirl deserves to be excellent, so I'm really glad that this is a great issue. However, the fact that it's rubbing off on Snyder's magic is kind of what's filling me with a little trepidation right now. But I've also been told to never look a gift horse in the mouth, so you know what, for this month, we'll just say it was an awesome issue, and we'll worry about the semantics later, huh? Deal? Next up, Batman and Robin, number 9. Okay, now, you know how I felt about Batman and Robin, and this is, for me, the second best Bat book featuring Batman there is. It was already awesome enough on its own, but the Night of the Owls crossover just made it that much more awesome. It didn't hurt it at all. It did the exact opposite of that. And you know what was even more awesome is the fact that Batman was nowhere to be seen because, of course, he's dealing with his own things right now. So basically, Damian, aka Robin, is going solo in this issue. And you know what? Not a bad thing at all. I like that Damian completely took charge. Well, after a moment of dealing with Alfred, I like how Damian took charge, was on point, set to task, taking on the Talon. And I love that he's a brilliant strategist, which is amazing considering that he's actually, 10 years old. And there's some pretty good moments, with dealing with the target of this particular Talon. Like, hey, you're a kid. Yeah, but I'm smart, so you should probably listen to me, kind of deal. So it was pretty awesome. Some people might have a problem with the fact that Damian just explained too much of the situation when he would just be like, dude, I'm smart, I'm superior, come with me. But you know what? After all the crap that happened in the story arc, the last story arc with Batman and Robin, I think he can afford to be a little more humbler this time around. everything was just great. And once again, we get another backstory for this Talon in this issue. It's pretty much the reason why he's hunting this particular target. It's kind of a personal thing for him. I mean, it could have been a little more personal, but, you know, obviously there was more of a personal reason than just because the court told me to. Really, this issue does not skip a beat. Everything was just running on all cylinders, and it shouldn't surprise anyone to see how things ended up. In the end, I was like, this is awesome, but not surprised. It's still awesome, don't get me wrong, I'm just not surprised, considering, again, what happened to Damian just a couple of issues ago. Once again, if you're really interested in the Night of the Owls crossover, this is another issue you should pick up. It really doesn't add that much more into the overall story like Batgirl did, but this is a really awesome issue. And if you don't already have Batman or Robin, this might change your mind. Check this out. Next up, a non-Batman book, Green Lantern number 9. Can I just say that this Secret of the Indigo Tribe story arc is just brilliant. It's really freaking fantastic. Now, I was expecting a couple of answers to be questioned, sure, but holy crap, this was revelation heavy right here in this issue. I mean, we got everything. We learned everything about the Indigo Tribe, about how they came to be, about what Abensor had to do with it, about what the word knock means. Apparently he has 2 definitions. So, thanks Jeff Johns for the clarification, because I was actually rather lost on that. And also we get to see a little of Sinestro's past, his ties with Abensor, in case you didn't already know, and a little of his humanity. This was really a fantastic issue. Doug Mankey's artwork I love. Very appropriate for Jeff Johns' vision of Green Lantern. And I'm so glad that Hal's starting to not feel like a backseat driver anymore. You know, he actually took the initiative. He was actually at the forefront. And he, despite not knowing himself why he did it, he went and really decided to save Sinestro, which he sort of did. Things didn't go according to plan. And also we get to find out pretty much what we already knew about the Guardians of the Universe. That they're a bunch of little dicks. And we all kind of figured that out by now. But here it's pretty menacing, especially to what they do to this poor sap that they interrogated in a page. Something bad's gonna go down. We all know this. And considering how things played out in this issue, it's not helping the situation at all. I can't wait to see how this story arc ends, and I can't wait to see what the Guardians ultimately plan to do. Well, we already know what they plan to do. I just want to see when they do it, and I just want to see what the effects are when they do make their move. Really, guys, this is a home run. This is truly one of the best issues that DC has going on right now, and it is all together now. One of my top 6 DC comics that I own. Good work. But seriously, pick this up. And finally, to the surprise of no one, my pick for this edition of the 52 review, for like the millionth month in a row, Batman number 9. Sorry, I'm trying not to look directly into the cover because every time I see it, all the awesomeness of the issue just overwhelms me, and oh boy, I looked into the comic, didn't I? Anyway, okay, I'm gonna try not to, but yeah, what can I say that all of you haven't already said about this series, about Scott Snyder's Batman run? Every issue, something new happens. Something amazing. And I love that Snyder focuses on symbolism. There was a lot of symbolism in the last couple of issues of how the owls were basically just overwhelming Batman and things were looking bleak. Issue 8 was a spark that ignited the turnaround that's going on in this issue. More symbolism here, but this time in favor of Batman. And it was pretty awesome to see. I love the monologue that happened, the internal monologue that just highlighted that fact. It was so awesome, and the equipment that Batman used in this issue was pretty awesome. And just to see that smirk on his face, and just some of the things that he did, it was just super awesome. You know that the Bat ain't taking no crap no more from no owl. Son, I'm gonna stick with that. Yeah, no, Scott Snyder's writing, again, nobody should be surprised of how awesome, epic, and just overall amazing it is. Greg Capullo's artwork, once again, nailing Snyder's vision. I mean, this is a wonder duo right here. I can't think of anything bad other than the fact that I have to wait a whole month to get the next issue. That's the only thing I can think of that's bad about Batman, is that I have to wait monthly for the new issue. And that sucks. But other than that, this issue is freaking amazing. This run of Batman is just truly one of the best. And the fact that it is the cornerstone of the Night of Owls crossover, it's brilliant. I really can't wait to see what happens. Oh, and the backup. Yes, there is a backup in here highlighting the past. Alfred's father is taking the spotlight here, and well, the backup story is called The Fall of the House of Wayne. So you can pretty much imagine what can go down, and the fact that the Owls have had such a far-reaching grip on the Waynes throughout the years. Maybe there's more to it than we thought, perhaps. Hopefully we'll find out soon enough. Overall, this issue's fantastic, and if you don't have Batman, if you're not reading this, what the hell is wrong with you? I mean, normally I'm pretty open-minded about people's choices in comics, but I have to say, if you don't have this, seriously, why? Why is my question. Why? Because, you know, it's awesome. It's, oh, wow, I actually stayed conscious this time, so, progress, yay. Alright, well, that does it for now, but I would not be doing my homework fully if I didn't talk about the New 52 free comic book that you all should have gotten on Free Comic Book Day last Saturday. So, this is Jeff Johns and Jim Lee's little mini story, which gives us a hell of a preview of the big-ass crossover that will be hitting us next year. And it's pretty much given. It's pretty much fact that it's going to happen. Holy crap, I am excited for this. The Trinity War. I'm excited. Things are going to go down, and it's not going to go down well. We get a lot of questions answered about Pandora, what her story is, and the Question and the Phantom Stranger. The fact that they pissed off these high and mighty wizards, which are probably the ones that gave Shazam his power, my guess, and, you know, correct me on this if you will. Yeah, it's going to be heavy. We know that Pandora has made quite an impact in the New 52, but we still don't know exactly what she fully is about. We got a little bit of answers here. Hopefully we get a lot more in the months to come. And the fact that there are a couple of things here, like the fact that we see a Green Lantern, but it's not Hal Jordan. Spoilers. So what's that about? The fact that there are heroes and other significant figures in this splash page, but they don't seem to be on the same page, if you catch my drift. So I have no idea what this could mean, but it is going to be huge, and thank goodness for this comic, because now I'm hyped. I'm hyped for it, but I have plenty to keep me over in the meantime. So what are your thoughts about all the stuff I talked about today? If you have any, leave them down on the commentary plot. As always, I do get back to them. Anything you want to add, please feel free to do so. Guys, that's it for me. I'm going to go deal with the heat now, because it's really hot. So, as always, live nerdcore, Y2M out.